Yeah, hello everyone, I'm Patrish and I will talk about how we can create an experiment, AutoML experiment using Azure ML, and we will use that experiment to deploy endpoints and consume that an endpoint using REST API. So yeah, let's start it. So yeah, this is one notebook. I'm using this notebook inside one Azure ML experiment inside one cluster. Yeah. So for this experiment, we are using this uh, bank marketing data. This data is having certain columns. This data is about customers of bank. Like, like bank customer will have certain attributes, and based on that, we will predict if our marketing will be effective on that particular customer or not. This is our target. Like we have data which indicates for certain customer it's effective or not. So what I did is first I created one experiment here. I named it as AutoML step classification. I created compute instance, compute cluster, compute target to run my AutoML job, and after that I imported data and I defined parameters for AutoML configuration, and like using that parameters I created one AutoML config file, this class, which I can use inside one pipeline. So pipeline is basically automation thing. Like we will encapsulate different things inside one pipeline and we'll run it step by step. So this is basic idea behind pipeline. So here I did is like I use I did for AutoML experiment. So we need to specify a few things for creating pipeline. This like matrix data, model data, we need to specify inside pipeline step. So here I created one step for pipeline which can be run inside pipeline. This for AutoML, and this metric data and model data classes we have created, I put it here. And this is the class for creating pipeline. We need to give short description, workspace name, and steps. Here we are specifying AutoML step, and we just need to submit that pipeline using experiment. It will run on different window in Azure ML Studio. So when it gets completed, it will show us here like it's getting it. It is completed, and here also we can see detail. If you want to see inside, here also it will show us status of pipeline. Once it get completed, it will show summary like it is finished. Here you will see finished status. Okay, so yeah, that thing I done, and I retrieve best models and other details regarding best models, metrics, and that thing I did here. So now I will show you like how we can consume pipeline, that like endpoints that are created using this pipeline. So yeah, so yeah, so this is our pipeline. This one AutoML step classification that I showed you earlier. Like I run this experiment and I got certain result. So when you click on this run ID, it will show different runs inside that experiment. Yeah, this one AutoML module is completed, and our interest is to get best model right now. Okay, if you want to publish this pipeline, we can publish it using this button, but currently we don't want to do it. We just want best model. Okay, so this is run ID. So here is the steps. Like we are analyzing pipeline, so pipeline will have certain step. This is AutoML module that we run inside that pipeline, and this is run ID. It is completed. So here we will see models. It is sorted in the descending order according to this matrix AUC weighted, and this is our best model. So we will publish best model only. So if you want to deploy this model in production or something, we can do it like this. Like using this deploy button, here we need to specify certain things like name and description, like compute type. Generally we specify Azure container instance, and if you want to do some authentication and related things, we can enable this authentication here. Okay. So yeah, likewise, only the person having keys and all related to this API will able to access that API. So when we deploy it, it will create one endpoint for this particular model. So let me show you how endpoints looks like. So this is the endpoint I created for that particular model. So endpoint will have certain characters, like it can be accessed using REST API. It can be analyzed on Swagger UI, like we can hit some request using Swagger UI. And application inside, like we will able to see logs and all using application inside. Yeah, that thing we are having for endpoint. If you want to consume that endpoint, we will use this thing, like this endpoint URL and this metrics and all. Okay, so let's do it. Like I will show you how we can consume this APIs. This is REST API endpoint locally. We are having one Python file. It doesn't have much, like it is having this URL that I copied just now, REST API, and this key, authentication key that we set. Okay. Okay, authentication key is inside here. Okay, authentication key, we will just copy paste our things. Yeah, here we paste authentication key, and this is the input data. Like we are here, what we are going to do is we will do one request, post request on this URL which we have deployed our endpoints using this key and this header, and we will authentication header, and we will transfer this data via post of it. We will provide this data and we will get some output from model deployed on that particular endpoint. Yeah, let's run this. What we will get when we run this, let's see. Let's save this and run this. Run module F5. 1 minute. We will not run it here. We will run it inside this, inside command line. Yeah, let's run it. When we run it, we will get result. Like for first data, for first sample we are getting yes target, and for second we are getting no target. Yeah, that's it.